and I want to try something totally new this morning. I'm home after a long time of being away, and I'm laying in my bed and I'm thinking about. I was going to turn him on, I'm not going to. He's too far away. I was thinking about where I normally meditate at is up on the mermaid peel, but I was thinking I was going to try meditation this morning. Morton, do you want to meditate with me?
Mm-hmm.
Roll over, scooch over, honey. And then put his, no, not. I'm Little Spoon this morning, and Morton is pushing me over more to the side of the bed. Move over on your side, my love. Move over on your side. No, honey, no, scoot over away from me. Martin, you're all snuggly this morning. But Martin, I want you to try this right along with, okay? All right, let me get this phone comfy and in position. That's good. All right, and just relax, get comfortable. And you can meditate from anywhere, but I typically like to meditate while sitting in a chair, but you can meditate from anywhere. So, Martin, you are flat on your back. I am flat on my back. We are still in the bed. Here we are in the bed. And now just, honey, you can close your eyes or you can look at a point. I look at that point on our ceiling right there, that little point in the middle. And I like to look at it, and then I like to just close my eyes. And the first thing that I do when I meditate is just take in a couple nice deep breaths. And of course, when you take in a deep breath, you have to leave off a deep breath. So take some nice deep breaths, honey, in and out. The other thing I like to do to look at is I love to look at a window. When I meditate, I like to close my eyes, but I like to look at that window first. And when you close your eyes, after you've looked at a window, especially if the light is shining through it, you kind of, when you can see an outline of the window when you close your eyes. So as long as you're not driving or operating heavy equipment just now, you could try meditating along with Morton and me. So, honey, are you still awake?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sometimes you fall asleep and you meditate, and that's all right. Sometimes I meditate at night. So this is going to be my first attempt ever at guiding someone on a meditation. So thank you for letting me practice on you. I've listened to at least hundreds of guided meditations. I love them. But sometimes I don't get to hear all of them because I do fall asleep. So if you fall asleep, that's fine. So take some nice deep breaths in. And you can look at a point, or you don't have to look at a point. Just close your eyes and just relax. I'm going to get myself totally comfy here and get my head just right. When I'm laying down to meditate, I like to stretch my neck, kind of tilt my head up and back a little bit. Just make it super relaxing. Get my legs in a comfortable position. I'm holding the phone in my left hand, so I can't have that relaxed. That's up above the covers. Not relaxing, but my right arm is below the covers and relaxing. Then I just like to focus on my breath. So just find your breath The other thing I think that kind of stumbles people when you think about meditation, well, I always thought you had to sit cross-legged on the floor. You absolutely do not. You can meditate anywhere. I meditate while doing arts and crafts a lot too. If I'm doing a same repetitive thing over and over, I will meditate as I'm doing that. And for me, meditation is just as simple as this. Feeling that breath come in, feeling it go out. And anytime things are kind of like my mind's getting too busy or I'm thinking about too many things, I just look for my breath. So if you focus on your breath coming in and your breath going out, and just think about that, that's what relaxes me the most. When I'm by a window like this, I think about the light coming in, and I think about that light as energy, because it is absolutely, positively energy. When light comes in, especially if you sit in a sunbeam or you sit in that light, I can feel it changing me. I definitely feel it energizing me. So if I'm doing a meditation where I'm starting my day and I want to feel that energy happening, I will just sit by a window or sit outside. Today it's rainy here in Pennsylvania. And one thing I never do while I meditate, I don't make up lists, because I am a list maker. And I typically always think about what I need to be doing that day. Whether it's work, fun, play, whatever, I normally think about that. So I don't let that pop into my meditation time. I do have thoughts that come and go in my head, kind of like these little stars are going up here on the wall. I'll think about things and just let them float by, but I don't ever focus on any of them. I kind of acknowledge that they're there, and then I just look for my breath again. And from the scare that I just had in Florida, where I couldn't breathe for a moment without horrible pain, it feels like the best gift you could ever get is being able to breathe, being able to find that breath. And I think if we start our day off or finish our day just thankful, grateful that we have that breath in us, nothing else really matters. The other things that seem big and important, they will fall into place as long as we remember that we need to just focus on our breath. Well, my mom lived the last year of her life in a nursing home, and she would worry about so many things that didn't matter. And I never did meditation with her. I don't know if she would have enjoyed it or could let loose enough to do it. But whenever she would start thinking out loud about her problems, I would say the only thing that matters is if we're breathing. Everything else can be fixed and will fall into place. And I would tell my mom, all you have to do is keep breathing. And she would sometimes laugh, she would sometimes cry, she would sometimes just be indifferent to it. But I think a lot of times it did get through to her that, we're here. We're here in this moment. And we can breathe. And that's the most exquisite, wonderful thing I think that anyone can ask for. I live beside a cemetery, so I'm reminded anytime I look out my window of the people that had been here before, been full of life, and now they're no longer breathing. I think we underestimate just how important that is. It's a miracle. It's definitely a miracle. So just appreciate what is waiting in front of us. We don't know. And that I think is wonderful too. And I think in the time that I've been talking, I think Morton fell back asleep.
Mm.
No, he didn't. Were you breathing, honey? I hope so. Did you relax a little, Morton? Good. Did any of what I say make sense? Just nice breaths. Enjoy these early moments that we have in the day. And you can meditate alone. You can meditate with friends. You can meditate with us here. You can comment on this if you want to see more meditations happening here. How cool is it, Morton, that we can be meditating in the East Altar of a 154-year-old church in Pennsylvania, and friends all around the planet could meditate with us. That's pretty neat. It feels almost like magical. Kelly says, I love this. I'm so glad, Kelly. I think we get very caught up in the hustle and bustle and the busy and the lists, and we forget that we need me time. If you think about it, me time, me is how you start meditation. So maybe your me time could be just a little bit of meditation. You don't have to go into a trance. You don't have to float. It's so simple. Well, honey, Martin just jagged me into reality with his toenails. Martin, you have sharp toenails. They're like little hoofs, actually. But today, I can just feel today is going to be incredible. It's Thursday. We're supposed to get rain today. But I feel like I'm really home now, Morton. After sleeping in the bed all night. Oh, and when you're done meditating, I'm super sorry I did not do this. I was curious to see if Martin had fallen asleep. When I'm done meditating, I'll look and if this would have been not me holding my phone, I would have closed my eyes looking right at this little X right in the middle of there. And then when I open my eyes just go right to the spot. When I'm done meditating, I just open my eyes, and again, I'll take a couple of deep breaths, but I don't do any breath counts or hold my breath or anything. I just try to be grateful for the breath. Look for the breath and find it while I'm meditating. That's what I do. And when I open my eyes, I find that I feel lighter somehow. It's hard to explain, and it'll probably be different for every person. I would love to find out what it is for you. And Kelly, I'm so glad you love it. Kelly's getting a pedicure today. Oh my
That's nice.
gosh, Kelly, I wish you were close. I would send Morton with you. Morton, you've never had a pedicure, have you?
No, they would be scared of my feet.
They would be scared of your feet. I would have to take you to someone who puts shoes on ponies, I think, to get
Yeah,
your
they're like the
pedicure.
comedy movie when the girl comes back with the power tools.
Yes, they would need power tools for your feet. This is true. And Jennifer loves this. Kelly's giggling about this, honey. Today, absolutely, you remember this. Remember this today, because this is for you, expressly for you. Absolutely anything is possible today. We're breathing, we're alive, we're here. Anything. I think we make our own magic happen in our lives. And when you're really on the lookout for it and you're appreciating and thankful for all these little things, people, sometimes I think we get so caught up in the game of things that we forget that the most important thing, without doubt, is our breath. I have to keep remembering that, honey. Our breath. And our me time, meditation time. Morton, is this something you'd like to do every day? Me too. I like being able to start it in bed. I went to this morning now, honey, I went to get up, get dressed. I want to put shoes on. That sounds weird, but I want to put my MBTs on. I normally don't wear shoes inside, do I? But I want to put them on because I want to walk on the treadmill. I think I'm going to do that this morning. My knees are in really, well, I'm not going to say they're in bad shape. I'm able to walk. I have bone on bone. I have no cartilage left in my knees. But I do exercises that make my legs stronger, so my knees hurt less. But they feel their best in the morning. And I think this morning, before I do any of the things I need to do, honey, I need to take a walk.
Before you do anything,
on the
you need
treadmill.
to sync all your stuff to the watts that you got. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, would you want to grab the scale for me and we could do that?
Yeah, after we
I have my scale for my Amada program. Thank you, honey. I need to sync that and I need to put it right beside my bed.
As well.
Yep, I need to get my Fitbit on. Thank you, Morton. I forgot about both those things. I need to keep breathing. Being scared in Florida of not breathing. You never knew how to meditate. Pat, I felt the same way. I'll tell you my little meditation story. I always wanted to meditate, but I was intimidated by it. I thought you had to sit cross-legged. I thought you had to sit on a little cushion on the floor. I had all these preconceived notions. And when I spent 4 months in 2021, I spent in Scotland without Morton. I was looking after Morton's dad, and he had had a stroke, and I was so homesick for Morton. I was sleeping in Morton's bedroom that he grew up in, and so I felt very close but very far away from Morton. And I was having a hard time sleeping, and I have never had a hard time sleeping, but I would be listening for his dad to make any noises. I was like a newborn mom. I was on high alert, and I'm thinking this isn't good because I was not feeling great the next day because I didn't get sleep. And I thought I'm going to try meditation. I've always wanted to. So I've only started this since January 2021. I've only been doing this for a couple years. And the very first night I started, I listened to a guided meditation on my phone. It was sitting beside my bed. And the person said, sit in a chair or sit with your legs crossed. Get your body comfortable and close your eyes if you want to. It's all however you want to. Your meditation experience is totally yours. And then it was just sort of every meditation that I've listened to has all focused on finding the breath. But sometimes people think about other things too. Like if you want to meditate about energy you want in your life, or there's creative meditations and things like that. And I would really love to. I'm going to make a little category here on our YouTube channel, and then I can just stick meditations into that if people want to give it a go. And it's like everything in life that you do. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So what happened with me over the first 30 days that I meditated completely while listening to someone explain the steps of find a point, close your eyes if you want to. Let those thoughts go by. Let them, just like they're kind of wisping off of this ceiling, let them just wisp away. And it is okay to think about all people. I think a lot of times too, I thought anyway, that you had to completely empty your mind when you meditate, and you don't. It couldn't be further from the truth. When I meditate, I think about so many different things, but I always find my way back to just that simple breath. And I'm not worried about, do I breathe in through my nose and then count to 3 and then exhale for 3? I don't think about things like that. Just, there's the breath. That's what it is for me. And yes, Kelly says even a Bible verse or a prayer. Absolutely. And if you have something that you're thinking about, it's totally fine to let it. I don't think you can completely empty your mind. Maybe some people can. I can't. So yes, Kelly says I walk around totally tense all the time. The breathing is what helps me relax. I agree 100%. Whenever I get flustered, nervous, anxious, overwhelmed, whatever my feeling is that's not a nice feeling, I just find you don't have to get into a meditative state to meditate. Just remember that we have this superpower, and the superpower is called breathing. We can breathe. You can breathe through things. Honey, those toenails. I can't breathe through Morton's toenails, though. Babe, I think it's time that we take you in and get you a proper pedicure. Honey,
What?
I think we should get you a pedicure.
No.
Your toes, oh my goodness. They're they will definitely. That's what eats your socks up, babe. Poor Morton. The toes. Oh. After I meditate, I always feel like I have just had my best night's sleep ever. And last night was the first night that I slept in this bed in 4 months, and it definitely was my best night's sleep ever, babe. Did you sleep good?
Yeah. 4 months.
4 months.
2.
Oh, 2 months. It's been 2 months since I've been home. I miss the bed. So I think on this, I'm going to wish everybody a beautiful, beautiful day, and drop a comment if you want to see more meditations. I would like to sit up there on the mermaid pew. It's over there. That's where I normally sit to meditate. And then I look back. You can't see it from here. I look back to the point that's up there on the balcony. And that's where I do my meditation normally. But if you're interested in it, I would love to do it with you. I hope you have the most beautiful, beautiful Thursday of your life. Seriously, have a beautiful, beautiful day. Pat wants meditation. You got it. Have a gorgeous day, and remember to just breathe. And thanks so much for being here.